In a world where truth is elusive, one story will shatter your perceptions. Brace yourself for a heart-wrenching journey into the tragic Conrad Roy story. What really happened? Prepare to be captivated as we unravel the layers of deception and reveal the shocking reality behind the enigma. Get ready to question everything you thought you knew. This is a tale that will leave you breathless. Don't miss out on the shocking truth. We'll decode the messages that sealed Conrad's awful fate in this enthralling inquiry. Did they have the ability to grant life or death, or were they just words on a screen? This is a tale that compels us to face our most sinister tendencies. Let's start now. In 1995, Conrad Henry Roy III was born in Mattapoisett, Massachusetts. He battled melancholy and social anxiety throughout his youth. During his time in high school, he worked at Tucker Roy Marine Towing and Salvage Inc., the family business that specializes in marine salvage, with his father, grandpa, and uncle. He graduated from Old Rochester Regional High School in 2014 with a 3.88 GPA and obtained his captain's license from the Northeast Maritime Institute. He excelled academically and athletically, making the honor roll while playing baseball, rowing crew, and participating in track and field. Roy was accepted to Fitchburg State University following his high school graduation, but he decided against going there to get his business degree at the time. Before graduating, Roy met Carter. The Girl from Plainville, a 2022 Hulu original movie, centers on the romance between Massachusetts teenagers Michelle Carter, Ellen Fanning, and Conrad Henry Roy III, Colton Ryan. The 8-part series, which is based on the same titled 2017 Esquire article by journalist Jesse Barron, spans 7 years as it follows the circumstances leading up to Roy's death in 2014 and the fallout that followed, including a trial where Carter was charged with involuntary manslaughter for the death of her then-boyfriend. Insane, right? Hundreds of text messages, emails, and phone calls between Carter and Roy that were recorded before Roy passed away were used as evidence in Roy's case throughout the trial and in the Hulu series. By 2017, Carter had been found guilty of involuntary manslaughter and had received a 2.5-year prison term in retaliation for Roy's passing. She later completed 11 months and 12 days of her 15-month sentence before being released early from prison on good behavior grounds in January 2020. According to reports, the couple first connected in Florida in 2012. While they were both there on family vacations, they learned that they were only an hour's drive apart from one another in Massachusetts. From then, Roy and Carter started dating and were together for 2 years. Even though they both came from Massachusetts suburbs close by, they only ever met a few times because their plans to get together kept being postponed. However, the two maintained a close friendship over texts, exchanging tens of thousands of messages on important subjects, including Carter's difficulties with eating disorders and Roy's battles with depression. Roy made his first attempt at suicide in 2012, the year of his parents' divorce. According to court records, Carter first advised Roy to get professional help and discouraged Roy's suicide attempts. But after spending 2 years together, Carter seemed to have a different mentality. Carter, then 17 years old, texted Roy instructions on how to commit suicide in 2014. Roy ultimately committed suicide on July 13, 2014, poisoning himself in his truck at a Kmart parking lot with carbon monoxide fumes. At the time, he was age 18. Carter told Roy to get back in the truck in her final text to him after she intervened to present his suicide attempt. Have you ever encountered situations where you felt unsure about the boundaries between right and wrong, or the influence of others on your own decisions? How did you navigate those situations? The talks that took place on the day of Roy's death are among the most distressing in the case, according to the dozens of pages of text messages that investigators have collected. Carter began the day by emailing Roy to encourage him to go ahead with his plans to end his life. "You keep putting things off and promising to do it, but you never follow through. You're only making it worse on yourself by putting it off. You have to do it," she commented, adding, "It's always going to be that way if you don't take action." Carter continued to teach Roy in her text about parking his truck in the open air. Roy expressed his worry that this might appear suspicious, but Carter insisted it wasn't. She said in one message, "It's less suspicious. You won't think about it as much, and you'll get it over with instead of waiting until the night." Later, she inquired as to his readiness. Roy said, "I guess," adding that he was freaking out again and overthinking the choice. "I believed you want to achieve this. You just need to act now that the time is right and you are prepared. You cannot continue to live in this manner," Carter wrote. "Just do it, like you did the last time, without thinking about it, honey. You cannot continue to do this every day." Roy said that he was freaking out for his family, even though he did want to carry out his plan. Carter continued by saying that she would be there for them even if he passed away. "I promised you I'd look after them. They won't be left alone, and everyone will look out for them and support them through it," she wrote. Later, Roy and Carter kept texting each other up until a final round of messages went unanswered. That evening, Roy turned on a gas-powered water pump in an empty parking lot while driving his pickup truck, allowing fatal carbon monoxide to seep into the vehicle. 6 days later, on July 19, 2014, his funeral was held at St. Anthony's Church in Mattapoisett, Massachusetts. What are your thoughts and feelings about the tragic story of Conrad Roy and Michelle Carter? Do you think Michelle Carter should have been held responsible for Conrad Roy's death? Why or why not? How do you think the widespread use of technology and communication through texts and social media has impacted relationships and the way we interact with each other? In your opinion, what are some of the ethical considerations surrounding cases like this, where someone encourages or influences another person to take their own life? The story of Conrad Roy serves as a sobering reminder of the significant impact of deeds and words, both online and off. It makes us face the difficulties of mental health, individual accountability, and the hazy boundaries between right and wrong. Many people have been affected by this event, and it has left a lasting impression on our culture. Watch our channel for more inspiring and enlightening stories. To ensure that you never miss an episode, remember to subscribe and press the notification bell. Let's keep looking for the truth, advance mutual understanding, and change the world for the better.